The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome, everybody. This is Kevin. Welcome, Scribblers. It's a pleasure to be here. It is the last training of the month. Now comes fall. Welcome, everybody. Can everybody hear me okay? I'm actually traveling, so it's a little more difficult to get all my screens here. But if you guys can let me know. Just let me know if you guys can hear me. But welcome, welcome. See if everything's looking good. Tonight we're going to go over some of the different ways what you guys can do to monetize your profits from Sqribble. I'm actually working on another book right now, and I'll explain to you what I am actually going to do. And I've done it several times already. It's been very profitable. So let me see if you guys can hear me okay. I hope you guys can. But I'm sure, but welcome. A lot of people coming aboard. Welcome, welcome. We'll get started here in a little bit. Let me see who's on. Oh, yes. All around the world once again. Welcome, welcome. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me okay. That would be great. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's been a long week. I'm actually traveling once again to California. A few more days here. And I'll be back to hot, humid Florida. I must say, it's very, very warm here in California today. Well, like it normally is. It's very warm in California. But we'll be getting going. I'll say hello to some of you guys. Yvonne, Tracy, Teresa, Takesha, Rico, the list goes on and on. If I don't get everybody, Marlene, Kashaik, I know the person from Norway, excuse me, I can't pronounce your name. James, John, Nancy, Beth, hello, Beth. Edine, welcome. The list goes on and on. Don and Chet and, oh God, Sarah, hello. If I don't get your name, sorry about that, you guys. People are still coming aboard, so we'll give it a few more minutes and just see kind of what's going on here. Like I said, I think everybody could, and we'll get to the call. If anybody has a question, please ask right now while we're waiting to bring people in. If you have any questions whatsoever, the time is now to ask. If you're stuck on anything, or if you're trying to get into the collaboration, Lynn has been doing a great job over in the collaboration. I can't say enough about Lynn. She pretty much is my right hand, and she's doing a great job. I think we have 6 spots left. So for people that want to be part of us and be part of the collaboration team, the book's going really, really well. And I'm going to show more of the book next week, not this week, because I really want to detail it and get into it, kind of show you guys what everybody's been doing. From what I'm seeing, outstanding job from you guys. And I hope it's teaching and training you guys as you're going in collaboration. I'm also thinking of a few other things with the book too. So we'll get more into that as we go forward with the collaboration book. But I know Lynn has been going in there and tweaking a few things here and there and helping the book out, helping to give it character. So if you do see minor changes in there, when Lynn does get a hold of you, or if everybody a thumbs up for Lynn, because she puts her heart and soul into this, and she has done such a great job. Couldn't do it without her, so I really do appreciate it. And of course, Tracy, I know Tracy helps us out quite a bit, so Tracy, hats off to you too. We appreciate you. So we're people still coming in. Boy, we're getting a crowd today in August. I got to tell you too, once fall hits, which September is pretty much the start of fall, things start changing. You can monetize it much easier. Sales will go up. It's just the nature of the business. So believe me, I know summers are usually slow. Everybody's at the beach. Everybody's hanging out with the kids. Everybody's doing their thing. But then when winter comes, it gets rainy, snowy, cloudy, and people just tend to do more online. And I think it's really crucial that we as we start training into the fall, I think it's really, really crucial that we start training more on monetizing the ebooks. Yes, I want to do the trainings, and yes, I'm going to do most of the trainings, but I really want to show you guys how to monetize your books. Like I said, I'm working on one right now. I'm going to monetize that. The client doesn't even know it yet. I know the client I'm going to go after, but I've had a pretty good ratio of getting the clients in. And what I'm doing is I'll get more into it as we start the call in a few more minutes. I'll give you guys kind of what I do to target a sale, so to speak, what I do to outline it, kind of format it, get it ready for the person. And sometimes I just know that it's going to work just because I look at a lot of businesses, and you guys have to all know this. A lot of businesses out there have no skills online when it comes to building websites, and they hire a programmer, God bless them. But once they need changes, they pretty much don't pay for the second change. They get the web builder to build the website, and then when they need any fixes, guess what? They're kind of left out in the cold because, either they can't afford it, or it does get too costly with programmers. If you're going to continually build and continually add things, it does. That's why it's really nice if you can do a lot of stuff yourself and learn some of these simple web builders. If you're building a website, whatever, they are simple. So you just got to keep hanging on and learn some of the fundamentals. And if you need any help with whatever you're doing, just Google it. You guys know that. You really do know that. But we're going to get really a lot more intricate into the collaboration software this coming fall, and we're going to show you how to monetize more and more as we go forward. I think that's the most important thing, is monetization. Besides learning how to write your ebook, of course, you got to know that, and you got to know how to outline. And everybody has a different way of doing things. They truly do. So we just want you guys to kind of just make sure that that you ask questions if you guys need any help whatsoever. People still coming aboard. Welcome from UK. I see someone just came in from the UK. We got somebody, Alaska again. Great. From the Great White North. Yes, and we have someone from the Great Norway, I notice here, which is great. That is wonderful. And so people are coming aboard. Just give it a few more minutes. More and more people coming aboard. This is amazing because I thought summer was the slowest time, but it's really not. Adil's doing something really right because he knows how to bring the people into the programs. And this is one great program. So we'll continue to train you guys going forward. And like I said, we'll do as much as we can to help you out. Let me see if we have, let me see. I'm trying to see if some certain people are on. Okay, we're just going to keep it going here. Hello, James. I just saw another James. Two James are in the house. So you're both. Get a big hello here. Okay, we're going to get started in about another minute, and we'll go forward. And tonight's call, like I said, it's pretty much going to be kind of an overview on how we can help you guys, monetize, finding the right business, and you got to have it somewhat fit a passion. But and I'll get more into that as we go forward with your passion. Your passion can be, monetized passion, or it can be passion that you're really driven for, something that you really know well. But it's amazing sometimes how passionate you get when you know there's a good paycheck at the end. It's just, that's nature. Okay, here we go. Welcome, everybody. This is Kevin with Sqribble. It is August 30th, 2022. This is the last training for the month of August, but welcome. What I would like to really talk about tonight is how to monetize your book. And if you're brand new to the system, which we have a lot of people that I haven't recognized, so excuse me if I don't say everybody's name. What we do here at Sqribble is we want to train you on the tools of Sqribble, which are amazing. A basic overview, say a 30,000 foot view to give you a quick idea what Sqribble can do. Sqribble actually is a development tool to write ebooks. And Adil and his team have figured out how to build the software to make things literally 100 times easier for us than some of the archaic old software of the past. The PowerPoints and the Adobes and the Photoshops and all those. I own every single one of those from so many years back. And yes, do I still use them? Very rarely. I now use Sqribble more than most. Sqribble is a high-tech, it is really a high-tech editor with many more functions within it. And that's why I use it. And within the first 2 weeks of using it, I was able to monetize it. I made a great check. And then a couple weeks later, I did a second one. And I showed this to the teams when we first came in this last year. And it actually worked very, very well. So what I want to tell you here is let's go to one of my books here, and I'll kind of get into it. We have the Book of Armor, and I'll get more into that later. But then some of the books that I copied and some of the books I did, like how I made a book that I made $1,000 on. That was easy. The easiest one was this one, how I made $2,700. This was my first one, and it was only 2 weeks after getting the system that I came in here and I made this ebook. And I took a picture of the wire. It was for a company in China, of all places. I had done business with them in the past, and I knew that they needed something here. And basically, I built a guidebook for them. And the book was pretty cool. Let me see if I can open up this book. Just give me a second here, kind of show you guys exactly what we were doing. But the one thing you really want to do too is when you guys are trying to monetize it, as it's loading here, I will kind of explain what I did and kind of how I find them. Now, when you're actually want to present yourself to any business owners out there, you want to kind of get your bullet points on a page, write them down. Like something like this, you want to say, I noticed your website. I don't see you have much web presence anywhere online, because if you type in to Google, and most companies don't have anything, they may have a website, but they really don't have any web presence. You want to say, I can help you out. And they'll say, well, what can you do for us? So let's just say you're doing, I get into this once in a while. Let's say you're doing a cafe, coffee shop, or something like that. The first thing you'll do, and if you want to, just know this, first thing you'll do is take their website address. You're going to scour through it, and you're going to understand what they have within their website. You're going to go look at the pictures of the owners. You're going to see if they have pictures of their employees. You're going to see if they have pictures of their building, so on and so forth. You're really going to get an idea exactly what this company is doing. And let's just say they're a cafe, coffee house, restaurant, whatever. If it's close to you or you can access pictures online, do that. Copy them, and they don't care if you take the pictures and you redo them and you rework them. That's easy to do. That's really, really simple to do. So you want to try to find something like that. And then if you can get a picture, I always say this with the owners and the employees, please, 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 that is probably 10 to 15% of the yes mode, if not more. It might be up to 20, 25%. But if you get a picture of the owners, you get a picture of the team that they have, that is a big deal. Because when you show them a demo, like if you do a 20-page or 10-page like I did, and you show them a 1 or 2-page demo and you have a picture of their employees and them, your chances are huge. And to sell books for, say, 100, 200, 300 bucks a shot, that's simple. I'm sure you could do that pretty much all day long. You might have to hustle a little bit. You might have to make a couple calls or go see somebody here and there. You don't want to waste a lot of time, but let's just say you're making 200 or 300 bucks a day. That's not a bad wage. That's really a good start. That really is. And this, of course, the higher dollar amount, the little more time it usually takes. That's just the way it is. But if you wanted to sell these for, say, a couple $100, this and that, you can really get fired up very quickly. Now, what I do is, when you're finding a business that you want to work for, find something that you can understand. If you don't understand their business, go dig in and see if you can understand it. Make sure that you can make bullet points like, the restaurant, their food, what kind of coffee they have. It goes on and on. Make a list so you can put this in a, not the website, so to speak, but in your Sqribble ebook is what I mean here. So as you build this up, you build your content up and you build the bullet points up. It's easy to write around your bullet points. Once you get 10 to 15 bullet points, you can write pages and pages on those bullet points because it's pretty much generic. Food is food. And if you're doing a restaurant and coffee is coffee, then you can talk about how great the coffee is, take some great pictures that are outside the box, like great, images of the coffee and, anything like that. You want to visualize your ebook. You really want a lot of pictures in it, and you do want content, but I've seen that visualization is so much better than just the content. If you wrote a book, on content for just a company, it'd be boring. But if you have a restaurant and you're doing something and you want them to get noticed online, the idea that I always have is you can either write, like on a restaurant, it's not, so to speak, something that you would write a training manual on. Of course not. But you would write something that's more proactive for that restaurant, like why their food's better, Their location is wonderful. Their hours are from here to here. The owners are great. The employees are great. Show special pictures about their highlighted coffees or whatever foods they have, things like that. Bring it to the point. But when you start your ebook, the first thing you're going to do, and I've always told everybody in the past this, you're going to get into it and you're actually going to show some of the pictures. You're going to say, the headline's going to be, Becky's coffee or whatever it is. And then the second picture, I would put a picture of the team. If they have a picture of the employees in the team, do that. And if it's part of the restaurant and being served and things like that, do that. Make it close and personal and go from there. And then the next thing you want to do, and I'm going to dig into this book a little bit more for you. So let me pull down. This is how I made 2,700, just in a few short days. I really did. There's the money that I got wired to me. It was 2,675, or it was 2,700 bucks, yeah. And then 25 bucks got taken out of it, so I showed you that. I just did the content here, and what I did was, it was very simple. Oh, this was actually a copy of the book. This is not the original book. I must have pulled it up. Okay, this is what I explained to people, how I did it, how I made the 2,700. I saw the email from a deal, and I took the challenge to myself, and I just ran with the ebook. All I did was have a thought, and yes, it was a company I'd worked with years ago, and yes, I was able to make the book, give them only 3 pages, and they accepted it, and within the week, I pretty much had the check sent to me. It didn't take long. This whole thing, the whole process was maybe 5 days to 7 days at the most. That was from start to finish. I really did luck out getting into that. So this is something that I can post and I can show you guys too and try to get into it a little bit more. And like I said here, I really didn't think too much about this. Sometimes when I get too into something and I think too hard, I lose track. Sometimes it's better just to go with your flow, run with it, build your outline like, okay, cafe, pictures of the owners and the employees. Then the bullet point 3 should be the food. Bullet point 4 is the location. Bullet 5 is the hours. Just kind of build those up and you'll rework them. You'll rebuild around them what you're going to do. But it's real important that you build something like that. Now, if you live in an area where there is, different restaurants and things like that, or different businesses, health clubs, this and that, mom and pop are usually some of the best. The big corporate ones you can't touch, of course. If you try to go into a big corporate site, who are you going to talk to? There's nobody you really can talk to. So go for more of the sole owner businesses. And you can go anywhere. You can go into a industrial complex where there's a big business making products, this and that. All they want is to have some sort of, most of these businesses, and I know this, is they want a presence online, and most of them don't. They have a website, stops there, it's done. So, what you can do for them, and I've always said this too, you can start doing the pictures like I told you. And then one of the other things you can do is just start mapping it together. You may want to try to get a meeting with the owner. If they have 5 employees or 500 employees, try to get a meeting with the owner and just say, I'd like to do something for you. I'll do a demo. I'll give you a couple pages if you like it. If it's a big company, don't charge anything under 500 bucks. If it's a small company, you can go anywhere from 2 to 500 or above. It depends on how good the business owner is, how, if they're profitable, if they're doing well, it's up to you. The big companies, I usually will go a minimum of 1,000 all the way up to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for what I'll do for them. And how do I get to that figure? I really just feel it out. I feel how big the company is, how bad they need it. And after I'm done, pretty much they'll want it so bad because they know they want traffic. And a lot of these companies, if they sell one item, they make all their money back and make great profits depending on what they're selling. Now, if it's a little restaurant, things like that, of course you don't charge as much. You just do get your feet wet. I know for a fact you could make a full-time business out of using Sqribble and making money and going forward. I've always said, what am I doing? Because I do all these other jobs, these consulting jobs. I travel around the country. It gets tiring. The money's great, but the travel is terrible. So, it's you got to weigh it out what kind of lifestyle you really want for yourself. I like working at home. I truthfully do. I think it's great. It's more convenient. It doesn't wear you out. You know, you get a lot of these different midnight flights or the long flights, this and that. It gets tiresome. And when you've traveled year after year, it's really difficult. But it's hard. It's hard for all of us. And if you are traveling or doing businesses, try to bring it to your business. If it's something that you feel confident with, maybe not the direct company you work for, but something in the same category. Because if you know the business well, you can always find competition and do their marketing or help them do some of their marketing for them or give them an ebook. Let me tell you what the ebook can do for them. The ebook is not just an ebook, and you're going to think, oh, I'm going to write them an ebook and they're going to buy it. Oh, yeah, right, right. No, it does work this way. You're going to write them either like an ebook on how wonderful their store is, which is more of a showing, not just a presentation. It's kind of like, it's just a showing of what they are, who they are, and what they have. So don't think of Sqribbles just as an ebook. It's actually something bigger and grander than that. And you can't just label it like that because you can put page after page together. Then you can upload this for free to a YouTube channel with those people's name on it. I can guarantee you 99% of the people that you go to will not have a YouTube channel. And I've always said, and we need to show you, it takes less than 10 minutes to set up a YouTube channel. It doesn't cost any money. It's very simple. So a lot of these companies, what I do, I set up the YouTube channel. I set up a free Gmail account for them because the YouTube and the Gmail, they're owned by Google, both of them. So it ties it in and it does a much better job. And I'll do a video on that and show you guys how I tie in the YouTube channel with the Gmail account. That's a bonus to the owners. And if you're thinking it's too hard, think again. It is so simple. Setting up an email account, you guys know how simple that is. It's free. And so is YouTube. It is free. So first thing I always tell people is get the Gmail account first, and then the YouTube follows suit. And they're both owned by the same company. So whenever you try to open up YouTube, if you have the email account of the business open on your computer, it'll automatically open the YouTube channel for that business through the email. I know it's kind of weird, and you may not have understood what I just said because I said it pretty quick. If you build a YouTube channel for somebody and you have a Gmail account for them, and you open up their Gmail account on your computer, all you got to do is put in the address bar YouTube, and it'll automatically find the YouTube channel because it's connected. It's magic, kind of more or less. It'll find the YouTube channel for that company. And I work with a lot of different companies, and it's amazing how you help them out, with some of their stuff and their content and uploading videos and things like that. If you're really going to hit this business, what you truly need to do is start thinking a little bit bigger. Don't be meek and mild. I mean, unless you just want to write an ebook and be comfortable and, look at the wind blow by, that's fine. But if you're really here to monetize, I can help show you guys how to do that. I've done it for so many years. It's second nature. And I need to do it more and more because I only do it here and there as a side hustle. And I've made thousands of dollars doing it just as a side hustle. So it's been some great income being able to do that. But I do need to dig down and show you guys a little bit more of how to get these people. And if you've never, don't think of it as door to door. Think of it as business to business. You're a business, they're a business. And if you have confidence, nothing can stop you or slow you down. A lot of people think, oh, I don't want to make the call or I don't want to go talk to somebody. That is so crazy to think that way. You just got to stop that kind of thought because that's the block. That's one of the biggest blocks is first talking to somebody. And you just got to throw that. That's in your own head of kind of being, intimidated or shy or whatever it is. So I'm trying to push you guys. I'm trying to push you ahead here because there's no place I will not walk through if I feel confident about doing it. And when you walk through that door and you feel that confident, they're going to take notice. Yeah, they may say no. If you're in a big company and, they may not have the time or the third or fourth door won't open for you because they're so darn big. But if you walk into some place where the owners are right there, your chances are much greater. Of course they are. So my advice is, of course, talk to somebody like that, like an owner, this and that, and tell them, hey, you need a presence online. I can help you out. We can get you on YouTube and we can really get you fired up. Another one that's free is Instagram. I haven't got into that at all with you guys, but it's been working. I've been testing it for the last 4 months for another company. For one company, well, actually two now. I've been doing it. For several months. I've been doing two companies. What am I thinking? And it's all it is you post different things for it. I cannot tell you how much traffic I have gotten from Instagram. And I'm not that smart with Instagram. I'm not that smart with a lot of these social networks. I didn't really get into them heavy, but I do them. And, but I think the youth and the kids of today are so much better. They just blow us out of the water, but I'm doing it. So I make posts on Instagram. I do them for several businesses. And sure enough, we got a website tied to it. And listen to this. They both got the free Wix sites, okay? And then they bought their domains. And the reason we got Wix, you can build out the whole site. And then when you're ready, you wait. They send you an email, 50% off every time. And if you don't get it, 2 weeks later, another 50% off. And if you don't get it, it goes on and on, 50%. You wait for it. And then all of a sudden you get the Wix system for 50% off. And you can use any system you want. I don't care. That's up to you. But we were able to do that, add the blogs, add the the websites, all that stuff. But the cool thing about Wix, which I really like, they have the chat function. And they also have a lot of add-ons. If you go on Google right now and see what the best web builder is out there, Wix is usually number one. It wasn't number one when I first started using it. It was like number 5. So I don't know why Wix has really came about. And like I said, I'm not preaching about Wix. I make no money on Wix, anything. It's just easy. As a programmer from the past, I like something that you can build out and you can have it ready when you throw the domain on it, which is simple. Pop, boom, bam, it comes online within, a couple hours usually. If you guys don't know how to do that and you guys want a training on that, I can knock you through it. You can go get a Wix site within minutes. Within 15 minutes, you can have a site, start building it. You don't have to pay a dime. They'll let you build it out. And then when you're ready, go buy a $10 domain. And then all you do is change you just change the domain to point towards your website. And you think, oh my God, how can I do that? You guys, it is kid school stuff to point your domain. And if you don't know how to do it, I'll do a video on that too. All you got to do is log into your GoDaddy or your cheap domains, whatever it is, your people that host your domain, and we'll show you how to change the DNS and things like that. It's simple. It is very, very simple. But getting back, I think it's really, really important that you guys understand that you're not alone out there. Use the tools. Because if we had to do this like what I had to do many years ago, 15 years ago plus, when we were building sites, it was tough. It took you a month just to get out there and try to build something. There's no way I could have ever made the money I made today that I could have done back then. It's so much easier and so much better. But the one thing, like I said, I'm getting back to Wix. They have the chat function. Every day I get 3 to 5 people from the different businesses that I'm helping, because in there you can say, if someone comes to the message of the website, messenger system, the chat system, which, it's easy to hook up and it's free, you'll get traffic. And all of a sudden I'm getting pings to my phone every day, like 5 to 10 of them saying, you got a new visitor. And I've been out of town, and recently one of my people that helped me out, my right hand, tells me I got to get back to people. There's a couple people that have been asking me questions for these different companies, and all I'm doing is I'm helping these companies for the moment. Then I'm going to pass the baton to them. I'm training their people, saying, hey, here's your website, here's your chat function. You got to take care of your own customers. I'm leaving, but I'll help you out if you guys need help in the future. So I do help them, like, the first couple months, and go from there. And then I let other people pretty much, I'd let the other businesses pretty much take over from that point going forward. So that's really, really important that you guys can do that. So use the tools. I can't say enough. Keep using the tools that you have out there. Another good tool, I've always said this, is Snagit. Snagit does cost you $50 or $60. It's a one-time fee. They ask you for a maintenance fee of, say, $10, $20 a year, or whatever it is. You don't have to do it. Once you buy Snagit, I had it for 10 or 15, 12 years, never upgraded. I had the oldest copy, and it was still great. And just this year, I upgraded it because the audio was starting to sound a little funny. So I got the audio, and now it works perfect again. And it lets you do everything. Snagit is 25% of all your online business. If you have Snagit, let me tell you, you can do so much more. And like I said, I don't make money on these. I'm not sending you to my link to get money on them or anything like that. This is just information that I've used to make, my items much more successful. Because if I just did it the old archaic way, oh my, it'd be terrible. And PowerPoint. Yes, we've all used PowerPoint and we've done it from the past, but it's boring. It looks like it's back from the 80s. The look, the feel, the pictures, it's horrible. Personally, that's my own personal opinion. If you like it, I'm sorry. But it really isn't that great. It's really something that I do not use. Where I like Sqribble, you can add your own pictures, you can add your own content, you can do anything that you want, and you don't have to worry about it at all. So what I'm doing here is I get, what I have to kind of round it off for you and kind of explain to you. As I build these systems for people, and if they have a website already, they can put this as a link for a video or a PDF, or they can put it on YouTube. The YouTube videos are strong, and they can also, if we give them a bunch of images and we give them pictures and things like that, you can do post. And a post is, you can take a snapshot of the website or the ebook of a picture or some content and upload that as an upload on Instagram. And you can do, say, 3 to 5 of those a day and put them out there. And all of a sudden, the company will get traffic from Instagram. Instagram is a business to business, more or less, feature, but I find a lot of people are using it. We just found somebody that, oh boy, what did we do? A company that, yeah, just recently got a phone call, and I spoke to the person, and this is for the company that I just fired up for. And this guy was a potential client, and he's coming back real quick, that wants to purchase like 1,000 items, which is a big hit. I don't make any of the money, the company will, but I thought, wow, that is really great. I contacted the person. I said, okay, you got to contact this person. And that just showed the company that much more. They want to take over the chat features and the messaging system, because they only had me started up, and now they're going to take full scale alert on this and start working it themselves. They don't need me anymore, because, I may be a couple days late on contacting the people because, it's not my business and I'm busy, but I'm only helping them out. And that's part of the features that I do for them. A lot of times you'll never have to do this for the company when you're doing your ebook presentation. All you got to do is a presentation and walk away. You don't have to do all the other stuff. I do advise get them a free YouTube channel and a free Gmail. That's really easy. And that just gives them, that almost is the icing on the cake, where they'll come in and say, wow, you did all this for me? And yeah, you guys, it really is important. One thing I really want to ask you guys too, if you guys have any problems with some of the tools within Sqribble, please let us know. I try to do as many videos as I can to train you guys on editing and different things that's going on here. But it's pretty simple. They're editing tools, they're uploading pictures. It's just arranging the content and the visual throughout and make it that much better. So my advice to you is to keep editing, keep going in there and keep editing and adding content. If you have to copy and paste content from somebody else, do it, but never keep it. Just copy a paragraph of something that you're writing about, throw it into your stuff, and then look at the paragraph and rewrite it completely. Use the basics of it, but never keep something, never copy and paste and keep content, because you don't want to plagiarize and you do want to go forward. So a lot of times in the early years when I first started out, I do it different now. I would copy content, like a paragraph or two, throw it into my website or my, presentation software like Sqribble, and then all of a sudden I just work it. And by the time I was done, it was completely different than, what I had copied from another website into this one. I may copy something completely different niche or business, but I like the way they wrote it. And then I'll just change the words up to go for my business or for my, product, and whatever you got to do that. So really you need to just kind of target the owner, get into it, talk to them first, and get something going. Don't think it's going to happen the first day. It doesn't. You may have to make 1 or 2 phone calls. But once you do it, it's real quick. And then you just say, okay, I'm going to build them 1 or 2, 3 pages of a demo. I'm going to send it to them and say, would you like this? And the cost is, say, $300. Most of the time, they're going to take it. Because if you do some really good demo pages for them, they're going to take it. And you guys just got to be able to do that and go forward. Now I'm going to scroll down here and kind of show you some of the other stuff that I was doing, if I can. I hope the computer is still going here. Oh yeah, it's asking me to save, so I'm saving my changes here, of course. And for whoever is here who is brand new, remember we have a collaboration we're doing. We're doing a ghost book, a horror book, and we are involving the team here, and everybody's been able to come in and write pages. And we have a lot of help. We have some people that are helping us out within the group. So you guys can come in. I think we can get 25 in on the first group. I think we only have 6 left, 6 spots left. So it's sqribbleBookTeam@gmail.com, sqribbleBookTeam@gmail.com. If you want to be part of the collaboration software, please send us an email there and say, hey, this is so-and-so. I'd like to be part of your team. Please get back to me. And then one of us will get back to you right away and kind of explain what you need to do. It's simple. But the reason we're doing this, and I keep saying this because we're getting new people every week, is that we want to help you write a book together with more people helping you, because there's a lot of smart people in our group, within our group, and they're teaching me, they're teaching everybody, and vice versa. Everybody has strong points, and all of us have weak points. Let's just face it, we do. We're not never perfect, but we are driven, and that's where we need to be. So I really ask you guys to ask the questions and go forward here. Now, if you've never monetized anything online, the time is now. You guys really need to get out there and know that it's not hard. It is so simple. If I could do, I think I did 4 or 5 books in the last couple of months, and every one of them made pretty good money. 1,000 here, 1,500 here, 2,700 here. Oh, I did make, what am I thinking? I had one for 3,500. I did have one for 3,500. That was one of the latest ones, and I've been like through the summer, once again, I didn't take any time off. I just have been doing other things. So I haven't been really marketing my presentations or my ebooks to other companies, which I should be, because what am I doing? This would be the funnest job of all. And here I am doing other things that are not even close to being fun, so I'm really going to get into it a little bit more. And 2, build your niche. And what I mean is build your niche. Try to write down on a piece of paper or your notebook, what do you like? Do you like gardening? Do you like food and restaurants? Do you like wine? Do you want to do it? You got to find businesses that you can write about, that you're passionate about, that when you do speak to somebody, you're vivid. You're not just sitting there dull, mundane, and boring. You got to visualize and be vivid. You got to have character when you talk to anybody. And most of all, you got to have confidence. You really do. Even if you don't have confidence, just, put the confidence on before the door, walk through the door, and hold on to it for as long as that little short meeting will be. Because a lot of times you may talk to somebody and you're going to say, what am I going to say to the person? If I walked into a restaurant or something like that, I'd say, hey, is the owner here? And usually the person will go, yeah, hang on, I'll go get her or go get him or whatever. And then you come in and say, hey, I'm Kevin. I'm a designer. I'm a web developer. I help you get traffic to your business. They always light up when you say traffic to their business, because what does that mean? Money coming to their business. Everybody wants money. So you don't want to just go in there, hey, I'm a website developer. Can I help you with your website? They won't go for that. You got to say, I'm here to help you drive traffic to your, very inexpensive, very cheap. We can get you started, and we can fire you up. And it's not a monthly, it's a one-time thing, basically. So when I start talking to them, you get a conversation going that's very personal, but kind of cool. And you don't just, get into the business voice, money, money, money. You kind of get a little personal with them, saying, I like your business. God, it's very cool here. I'd like to try some of your food or whatever it is. Boy, it's beautiful, whatever. Get into the personal heart, make them feel good about themselves, because the owners all have egos. I've always said this before. Try to make it about them when you walk in. You talk to somebody, and people, what I'm telling you right now, for me, is the basic 101 stuff. And you're thinking, oh, this is just another guy telling me how to do business, how to be positive. No, I'm not. This is just my own way of doing things. And you get, you just go in, start talking to people. And like I said, make it about them, and you will get sales. I've proved it over and over again. And I need to prove it more and more, because I've always said this. It's one of my favorite businesses, is staying at home watching the computer. It's great because a lot of times you make money in the night when you're not even watching it. And most of the people I work with and deal with do online businesses. It's rare, like the business that I do on the side of the consulting with some of the projects that I do is technical equipment and this and that. And sometimes they fly me in just because, they need some help, utilizing these machines that they're doing for these huge corporations. And I walk in because I know how to set up some of this stuff and just kind of go through the door. But I always think of those people when I'm doing businesses like this, like when I'm in California here. I'm going to go back to the people I'm working with now and do the same thing, because now I've got a little bit of a relationship with them, and I'm working with their teams and things like that. So I'm taking pictures. I'm actually, taking some videos, and they're going to listen because pretty much I'm there. So, as you get to know people and you're doing different things, just utilize it. If you're doing a business or you're doing anything, think of your avenues. Think of different people you can talk to and what you can do to monetize, any business that you have. I can't say enough about making money online. You guys are and I can say this straight up, 99% of you are here to earn an income. And you may say, no, that's not me. Okay, you're the 1%. The other 99 people on the call right now want to make some income. And that doesn't make you a bad person. That doesn't make you greedy. It is, it makes you smart, because we're here to make money. We truly are. You don't want to fall into the rut where you're always thinking about making money, but you're not making any money. So really get involved. And if you guys do have an idea, listen, you can get a hold of me directly. And if you guys, go to the Sqribble book team at gmail.com and you guys really have something you need some help with, just write us an email and say, hey, I'd like to talk to Kevin. Could he help me out? I'll give you a call. I will. I'll spend as much time as I can with you guys just to give you a quick call, say, hey, you need to do this, this, and this. And the only reason I say that is because I'm pretty confident on how to walk through the door and make it happen. I've never been fearful of speaking to anybody. And, I'm not the best dressed or the best of anything. I just do it. And does that make me better than anybody else? No, it just makes me driven. I never think about how to do anything. I think I just do it. And I think you guys all need to get into that mindset and just start thinking above the grades, really start doing it. And I will start doing more trainings about how to monetize and how to do the editing and things like that. I really love showing you guys the books that I've done, that I've made money on, because that's fun, because I really can get into it, because it's funner showing you than it is making the book for the company itself, because it's really fun showing people how you made money. I don't know why, but it is. It's just something like, hey, you hit that home run and you're rounding the bases and you just jumped on home plate and you have it. Or it's a touchdown. You threw the pass and it's a touchdown. Whatever. It is something that's really exciting for me, because I like it. You conquer something and you make it work. And I will do something different. I'm going to do something where it's a totally different business outside my realm. And I'm going to, get the sale. I'm going to do exactly what I kind of said. You get them a YouTube, you get them a Gmail account. It's pretty simple to do. And it's not just a PDF. If you have Snagit, you can do a video with your PDF. So you can build your PDF, and then I'm going to show you how you can make a video out of your PDF, because Sqribble also does flip books. And I've done this before several times, where I made a flip book, which I love. I love, love, love the flip books. And then I was able to walk through it and do everything easily. So if you're thinking that, God, this guy's over my head, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm no smarter than any of you guys. I just have done a lot of these tools. And if you do them for 2 or 3 weeks, you're going to be great. You've just got to go in. So many times I'll walk into a piece of software that I've worked with for 5, 10 years, and I'm like, oh man, I got to go back into it and, learn how to do it again sometimes. It's just the nature. You got to get back into the navigation, and you got to get back into, how it clicks. I've always said this to you guys. Every time you see, a piece of software, remember it was written by somebody behind the door, by, a programmer, and every programmer writes something a little different. So you have to learn how that programmer wrote the piece of software. Like Sqribble, it was written different than PowerPoint. And thank God. I mean, Adil and his team, I always say, they did the great job. But it's a deal. It's usually a deal because he owns the company. He's the one that usually, I'm sure, that pushes all the functionality, meaning that he's the one that decides on how the system should be built, what it needs, why it needs this. And, I've spoken to Adil quite a bit. And just from what I've learned from a deal, because I used to be a programmer myself. I used to build software years ago, nowhere near as good as a deal and his team, but we did it. And so I understand the basics of what he's doing. And you have to be very driven, very dedicated, put in a lot of long hours, and you will be successful. So anything that you think you can do, you can. So I know we have people that are doing ebooks and presentations for different businesses out there. I just spoke to somebody. They were an architect, and they were doing something for their business, for like getting people in, showing them different things. They had some great software, but they wanted some traffic, and they wanted some pretty much bare bones advertising that could get out on Instagram, YouTube, and all that they weren't paying a fortune for. I think the biggest problem is you always have these people that want to sell you something and get you traffic and do all this, but by the time you're done, you're broke and you didn't get that much traffic. So I try to show you guys the easiest, cheapest, no cost methods you possibly can use, because I've used everything. And if you try Google and you try to go out there and you do pay-per-clicks, things like that, you can either make it or break it. And I tell you, it's either one or the other. There's no middle ground there. So, I try to stay away from some of these bigger companies because they're not always that good. It's just different. Another thing is, on your niche, what really works is how to. Try to do the how-to books out there. How-to sells. If you're really good at something, like you're a downhill skier, tell them how to, the mountains to go to and what's the best place to start for, your skis or this or that. Or if you're a basketball player, say, hey, these are the fundamentals of basketball, anything. So you're kind of getting to my point. If you're a teacher, you can teach your kids and the school kids the different, educational means that they need. You need to show them. I know we have somebody on our group right now, Tracy. Tracy's a teacher, and she's a really, really good one. She showed me, she showed me some of her books that she's done. We've done actually a hot seat with Tracy, and she showed us some of the stuff she was doing with her students and different things. Amazing. I mean, she was on the hot seat, and it actually reversed. I was on the hot seat because it was so damn good. I couldn't critique it. Everything was great. And that's the kind of stuff that we're getting from the team. Really good stuff. And I know Tracy's doing it, and she's going to the next level, we've chatted and different things. So this is where I want you all to go. Really take what you've done, and then the next step is, what can I do with it? What can I do something more with this? And as I just mentioned, if you're a teacher, the sky's the limit. It's endless. Educational products are the #1 seller in the world. If you're showing people something, it never stops. They always say that if you're selling content online, basically the how-to or anything like that, nothing else sells it. Nothing else sells training people, showing people what to do. Everybody has a way of doing things. Everybody has their ideas. Some make it, some don't. The people that usually make it are the ones that just don't even question themselves. They usually make it, and it goes out there, and it's phenomenal. So we really want you guys to think outside the box and do something different. Another thing is, do not be normal. Please do not be normal. Don't be mundane, and just be lively when you're talking to somebody, when you're throwing your pages together. Throw something that you would normally not ever put into your pages, to your ebooks or your presentations, whatever you want to call it. Don't be normal. You've got to throw it out there and be different than everybody else. I know this. That's one of the biggest things that I can personally tell you. You will be lost if you do another book like the last person who did a book similar to your ebook or your presentation. You have to be able to hook a person. You have to be able to bring them in. So words are powerful. Use words that can convince people, wow, this person's different. And what I mean by that is, add really something amazing in your content that will attract people. Try to think of something like, just you really got to go outside the box. And I've said this before, a lot of products that I've sold for companies out there, we name each product. And the names we put on the products have definitely grew sales, I would say over 50% on some items. Not all of them, but some items, it was the key. The name outsold the product. just because, we actually had people coming back saying, your name made me laugh, so I bought the product because of that. I've actually seen that. So you will get people kind of firing back and doing all sorts of great things. So try to go get yourself a YouTube channel if you don't have one for yourself. And if you're doing the books right now, we can upload them into the YouTube channel so you can get started, because you never know what's going to hit. You never know what's going to hit. And YouTube's another facet where you can make a lot of money. I mean, if you get so much traffic to YouTube, which people do, people making millions, 20, $30 million dollars a year on YouTube. So, I'm sure, yeah, it's you think what some of these people are doing, and they're not movie stars. There's people out there that are actually just, either they lucked out or they got something good to show people. And there is a lot of cool stuff out there of people doing different things. I got to tell you, I look and watch for different people like on YouTube quite a bit, not just videos or not just silly things. I do go in there and try to take content and think, hey, can I work that content and redo it for myself in a different manner? And I'm looking all around the world for different things. And there's a couple people from the UK that really, from the UK and the US actually, that I do watch some of their stuff or some of their videos because it's very interesting. So you guys may want to go outside the box and do something like that. Like we're writing a ghost story right now. And this is something that there's several people out there that do crime. You guys know, they do their crime YouTube channel, or they do their their spooky stuff. Like we're doing a ghost book right now. And one of the people, and I know this, started 2 years ago, and he was just doing crime that you can get, a crime scene from 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 100 years ago. He's digging into the archives and they're doing it. And so why couldn't you do your ebooks and your presentations or things like that, and then bring them to YouTube, and then you can audio it and voice it over? Now, I know I'm getting outside the box here, but I'm not. Your ebook should be created not just to be a presentation ebook. You should be able to bring it out into YouTube and make it different. It's not hard to put audio on a YouTube, on a PDF or a on a book, on a flip book. It's not hard at all. If you guys think it is, it is. And I'll do a video training on it. And I've done other video trainings on how I did the flip book and things like that. And it really was simple. Oh my, really simple. Traffic is everything. So we want you guys to really be focused on getting traffic here. Now, if I can't answer questions, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get into everything that I'm doing here, and trying to show you guys. And like I said, it's a little harder when I'm traveling because I only have one computer and I don't have all the screens that I have at home. But my main point is you really need to learn how to, set up your structure for your business, how you're going to do things. So, you really want to make sure that you're finding the business that fits you. That's really, really important. What kind of ebook and the niche you're going to target, and you can change your niche anytime, but they are different. People are different. So there will be different niches for each one of us. My niche will not actually go for many of your niches, because some of my niches are just, they're out of the realm of even what I thought I would even help out with, but it works. It works. Outlining everything. Make sure you outline everything. Outline your life. And outlining means when you're doing your book, you want to think of things that'll hook people. If you're going to write a paragraph or a sentence, write it the most vivid, in your most vivid imagination possible to bring people to you. And there's a lot of different ways we can show you how to do that. I've worked with script writers, professional script writers. Get this, way back in the day, I hired a script writer and I paid $800 for them to write a script for a product I was selling on Amazon. This was years ago. And I did this and I paid him $800. I thought, oh God, I'm probably throwing the money out, this and that. He did it. And actually, I reused the exact script for 30 or 40 products. They were similar, and just reworked it. I reworked his script and put the new product in each time, say on Amazon or whatever I was doing, and it worked. It worked great. I thought, oh man, I'm in love with script writers now, or whoever. These guys come in, they're professionals. They help you write it. They have their bullet points. They have their cool stuff. And then once you get something like that, it's gold. You can keep reusing that script and just keep reworking it like I did. And I was able to make, some great money on some of the products I was selling on Amazon. Now you think, okay, here we are writing an ebook. What can it do for me, with Sqribble? Well, if you're selling a product, you can do the PDFs and you can do the videos, and we can upload them to YouTube. So this is some of the most critical and important stuff you can do is use Sqribble, because it is your mechanism to bring people to you. The more posts, and I use Sqribble all the time. I make a PDF and then I'll reuse it for Instagram. I'll just take pictures and post and things like that. And boy, does it get traffic for, for myself and some of these businesses that I'm doing. So it is really important that you guys utilize everything possible at your disposal, using Sqribble. I love Sqribble, always have. I love so many of the products that Adil has brought to the table. It has been perfectly wonderful. I think the biggest thing that Sqribble taught me recently since I've started it is that I didn't outline as good as I should have. I think in the past I just I did outline, but not like I do now. Outlining is everything. Just write your bullet points down, and they're dumb as heck when you first write them down. They always are. And then you go back, rework them after about, 4 or 5 times of changing them all up. They pop, they look good, and your presentation is on its road. Your ebook presentation is going forward, and it is wonderful. So don't think when you start writing it's going to be perfect. It sucks usually. Like you write your chapters, you put everything up there. But I got to tell you, when you first come into, like, you grab a template, and then on the chapters, just write anything. Like, I always say, I got in my car and I drove to the city. That's chapter 1. Then I got to the city, I went to the restaurant. That's chapter 2. I finished eating the food and left to the park. That's chapter 3. Then start working your book. And then all of a sudden you think, oh, that chapter 1 doesn't fit. I wasn't driving to the city. I was actually walking to the city or whatever. You start reworking it. And that's how things happen. Don't think that I think people get stopped because they think that, God, this sucks. My writing sucks. I didn't look good. And that's because you don't rework it. When you first do it the first day, I guarantee it, when you come back the next day, you're going to look at it and you're going to erase a lot of it when you're first starting out. Most of it. I still do it now. So I'm worse than most. But every time I, fire up something and I'll come back to it, I rework it and rewrite it because I think, oh, that really stunk. But you know what? It gave me the guidance and it let me start. And it was the good path. I had the right path. I just had nothing correct on the path. But it gave me the direction. And then I changed everything that was on that path within the content and the methods and the madness that go into it. And I keep telling you, when you're going to name your ebook, you're going to name something. I can't say this enough. This is what's going to fire you up, is be crazy and be different and think of verbiage and wording that's different than anybody else. Go back to something 20, 30 years ago that people used, that was a hit back then, and try to bring it back, because what I'm trying to tell you right now is there's branding. There's different things that have been out there forever. I mean, when you think about, even if you're writing about cookies and you say Nabisco, I ate a Nabisco cookie or whatever like that. That lights up people's eyes because they've heard of it for 40 or 50 years. So as you're doing your books and things like that, bring things into it where you're not plagiarizing, but you're mentioning something that'll pull the person in. And that is something that is to behold. I mean, that is, and I'm going to get more into some of the stuff that I've used. I really don't tell people some of the home runs that we've hit, because we're still using it. We're still using some of the verbiage and the wording and the names that we use. We still have products out there today that we're using that are very successful because of some of the crazy, silly names that we've used. And I've actually had names where I've had people tell me, no, you can't do that. It's too much. And then I stuck to my guns, and sure enough, it worked. But they don't always work. But most of the time, if you name something cool or different, it does work. So I want you guys to think of that kind of stuff as you're going forward. Well, everybody, I'm going to wrap it up. It's at the top of the hour right now. I do appreciate everybody being on. I will be back to my home this next week, so I will see you guys all next week. I appreciate, we got a lot of people on the line tonight, and I will dig in on in my book, on some of the books that I'm writing with you guys, and some of the different fundamentals on training. I take a lot of what you guys tell me. I got a lot of people within the system that give me ideas, and I run with it. The people I work with within the system are great, much smarter than I am. All I do is take their ideas and run with it and present them to you. I think that's really what sometimes we all do. So anyway, everybody take care. Good evening, good morning, wherever you're at in the world. I really appreciate everybody being here, but have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys next week. So take care, everybody. This is Kevin out. Thank you.